These are the 4 things you must do in 2026 if you want to fail your property upgrade. Yes, fail. Because in 2026, most people won't lose money because the market crashes. They will lose because they make the decisions that feel safe but quietly cost them hundreds of thousands over time. Hi, I'm Sia from Property Scout. I help first-time buyer and homeowners elevate their wealth to property, upgrade seamlessly, and secure the right assets for retirement. On this channel, I share strategies to help you make smarter property decisions. If you're upgrading from HDB to condo or thinking of moving to something bigger, what I'm about to share could protect a serious amount of your hard-earned capital. So let's dive in. Fail number 1, the PSF trap. Obsessing over the PSF. You open a portal, you filter by the lowest PSF, and you tell yourself, wow, this one is cheap, only 19xx per square foot. Feels very analytical, data-driven, but here is the problem. PSF is misleading in 2026 because GFA harmonizations has significantly changed unit layout efficiency. Older layouts, think 2015, 2016, had a lot of wasted space. Big balconies, planter boxes, bay windows, excessive aircon ledges, and corners you cannot even use. All of these counted into your square footage. On paper, the unit looked big. In real life, not so usable. Under the new GFA harmonization rules, developers now prioritize functional usable space instead of inflated size. That means layouts today are smaller in absolute square foot, but far more efficient. Basically, it's quality over the quantity. Cheaper PSF doesn't always mean better value. Here we are comparing two 3-bedroom layouts, a 1227 square feet unit pre-harmonized layout and a 1023 square feet post-harmonized layout. On paper, the pre-harmonized layout immediately looks more attractive. It's bigger and the price per square foot looks cheaper. But look at the size of the bedrooms. Odd corners in the master bedroom and common bedroom 2, extra balcony in the master bedroom, and aircon ledges. Now compare that with the post-harmonized layout. Sure, it's 200 square feet smaller, but it feels way bigger. You have a bigger bedrooms, bigger dining, bigger kitchen, and it can even fit a study room. All the space counts and doesn't waste on the aircon ledges. It's a layout that actually feels bigger when you walk inside, and this matters a lot in the future. Because when you eventually sell, buyers don't just look at the size, they look at how the home feels like to live in. Which is why a well-designed, efficient layouts often attract stronger demand on exit. PSF is just a matrix. It's the demand drive the growth. In 2026, don't just ask, what is the PSF? Instead, we should focus on what really matters. First, entry price quantum. How much capital you are putting in? Secondly, the layout efficiency and livability. Is the layout functional, comfortable to live in? Third, future resale demand. Who will actually buy your unit next? Fail number 2, the next better launch trap. There's always a next one. You tell yourself, next launch will be better. Price is too high now, I will just wait. But if you are honest, most of the time you are not waiting for better. You are hoping for cheaper. So you wait. Then the next launch comes. New name, new brochure, new flat, and the price is usually higher than the last one. Then one day you walk into a very crowded flat, buyers everywhere, and on the balloting day you see a long queue forming. Unit starts flying off the shelf, and suddenly your thinking changes. You tell yourself, everyone seems to be buying, it must be a good project. I've waited for so long already, I cannot miss this one. Maybe I should just go for it. And before you realize it, you're not buying because it fits your strategy. You're buying because everyone else is. That's FOMO, not strategy. Every launch has early buyers and late buyers. Same project but very different outcomes. Take River Modern for example. The early buyers got in at 2877 PSF. The late buyers paid 3437 PSF for the same unit type. Yes, it is new. Yes, it looks great. But if you enter at the wrong price, being new doesn't help your exit. That's why before you walk into any new launch, you need to know one thing, your walk-away price. The price where you tell yourself, if it goes above this, I'm not buying. Because in a crowded flat, when unit starts flying off the shelf and people panic buy, the crowd will try to make the decision for you. Good buyers don't follow the herd, they follow their own numbers. You ask yourself, is this price supported by the nearby resale? Am I too early in the curve, or is it at the peak height? What does the supply looks like over the next 5 years? Fail number 3, The freehold trap. Freehold does not always mean better. This one hits the emotion. You just made a nice profit from a HDB. Now you're thinking, next one, my property must be a condo and it must be a freehold. If not wasted. Sounds logical, right? But here is the reality. Freehold is just a land tenure, not a performance guarantee. Because the building age, the layouts become outdated, the maintenance costs rising, the facilities also start showing their wear and tear. Some older freehold projects barely move in value, while well-chosen leasehold units with strong layouts outperform them. Remember, you are not buying land, you are buying a unit in a building, and its value depends on the future resale demand, not the tenure. Future demand cares about price, layout efficiency, accessibility, school proximity, amenities. Tenure is one factor, not the only factor. Jumping on a big freehold unit might feel exciting, but it can take years to break even. Meanwhile, previous owners often move into leasehold units that perform better. Bottom line is, don't chase freehold blindly. If your budget allows, efficient layout, good entry, and freehold, just go for it. But if you sacrifice layout or demand just for the tenure alone, you are paying in time, and time is the most expensive cost. From a macro view, freehold and leasehold actually perform similarly over the 10 and 15 years. The real winners, units with a good entry price, efficient layouts, and a strong demand. Freehold alone doesn't guarantee success. Fail number 4, the ego trap. Letting pride decide your price. You tell yourself, my neighbor sold at 850k, I want 880k. So you hold and hold and hold. Reality check. The HDB growth in Q4 2025 is 0. Totally stagnant. That means you have less capital to work with for your next move. Upgrading gets harder. And it is not just you. With more BTO supply coming and more flats reaching MOP, buyers now have more options to choose from. Holding out for a few extra thousand, it could stall your upgrade, cost you opportunities, or make your next property move expensive. So here is a real life example. One of my clients waited 4 months to sell, aiming for 900k. The neighbor had sold at 860k. During that time, the condo he wanted went up in price. By the time he sold his property, he only got 865k, and he ended up paying more for his next place. The lesson? Upgrading is not about squeezing until the last dollar. It's about unlocking capital at the right time so that you can move into something that gives you room to grow, not just a slightly higher sales price. Because the longer you wait, chasing for a few extra thousand, the more you risk losing the bigger picture. So, if you want to fail your 2026 property journey, chase low PSF blindly, wait forever for your next best thing, buy freehold at any cost, hold out for your dream selling price. Go ahead, but don't be surprised if it costs you time, money, and missed opportunities. The next 6 months are critical for upgraders in Singapore. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification. It really helps me keep creating content like this, and I've got more tips coming for 2026 property move. So click subscribe, join the journey, and let's make sure your next property is an asset, not a regret. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.